or even trying to go to work, but their kids are at home. And we're very good with technology and we have all that space. So I figured, why not offer this space to the community? So the basic package is going to be around 300 or 320 a month. And that includes one or two life coaches, depending on how many students we have. And the kids get up and move. We make sure that they have snacks, lunch, and then they're more than welcome to add after school classes. They're more than welcome to add arts classes to that, as well as we got approved through two different companies to provide private online schooling. Again, we don't teach them. They're being taught online. We're just a support. So that's what we're doing.
That's great. Do you also offer like one-off dance or art classes where they can sign up as like a extracurricular type activity or?
Yes, people could come take guitar, piano, ballet, modern, contemporary, acting, improvisation. They can just take a class or they can be part of a program.
That's great. Let's slide over to David. David, why don't you go ahead and say hello to the gang from the beach?
I think you're on mute, David.
Got to turn the mic on, right? Thank you. My name is David Mestas. I'm the owner operator of Crossroad Learning. We are a training and development consultant company. We provide professional training services and instructional design services for small businesses in the New Mexico area.
When you talk about design services, do you mean like marketing or physical design, like layout stuff?
Course creation. So let's say you need to train your employees. We would design the instructional material or in some cases, the e-learning material as well.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, thank you.
What have you worked on recently?
We've been working on, well, today is our, excuse me, our 1-year anniversary being open. And right now we're working on developing a coaching course called Steps to help new supervisors, new leaders, new managers learn how to have those serious conversations. You know, because not everybody receives feedback the same way. So we're working on developing that course. So the feedback is centered around helping the person receiving the coaching grow, that kind of thing, to improve those conversations, to increase, you know, performance, that sort of thing.
Do you also do team building?
Yes. And it's always unique to the business, whether it's, you know, a small 3 or 4 person staff to something as large as 20, 25 people. We can provide team building services as well.
Okay. Well, that's great. That's really great to hear.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for being here. Let's go next on the list, Mr. Garner.
Hello.
You're our guest speaker today, but yes, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Jeremiah Garner. I am the director for Untamed Productions. We are a media production company that develops content for social media, online ads or website material, as well as we do management of those 3 important things.
Terrific. Well, we'll hear more from you here in just a little bit. Amanda, is there anything that we should touch on? Any announcements, anything at all?
Yeah, we got a couple things coming down the pipeline. Let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys right here. So first of all, let's see. Can you guys see that? Thank you guys for joining us and for the Visionaries meeting this morning. You know, we always appreciate you guys being here. You can always sign up for our newsletter. Have lots of great information for business events. There's always lots of learning materials, all that good stuff going on. We have our business after hours coming up on September 8th at Slate Street Grill. So check that out. That'll be good. They have lots of, you know, amazing food and everything. So you definitely want to check that out. Let's see. Oh yeah, the Burger Agency is going to be the 35th year anniversary. So, you know, I can't say enough good things about Jaylene Berger and her agency. They're excellent community partners. So congratulations to them for being in business for 35 years. And here's a big one we got coming up, the Rio Rancho Oktoberfest. So, it's not an event, it's just a 40-day campaign to celebrate small local businesses. So we're just encouraging everybody to go out, support your local businesses, eat, drink, and be merry, and help them out because, they definitely need it. And then we have our town hall candidate forum coming up. So check that out on Facebook Live, KDSK Radio, be informed about the candidates that you're going to be voting for coming up here pretty soon. So that's it for me.
Can you show me the business after hours again? Or can you tell me
Yeah.
the business after hours again? I'm sorry.
Oh, yes. Let me get back to it. So the business after hours, right here, Slate Street.
Tuesday the 8th.
Mm-hmm. It's Tuesday,
Okay.
September 8th, 5 to 6:30. And so that'll be in person. Seating is limited, so please RSVP. We got to stick to the governor's guidelines, social distancing, only so many people at a table, all that good stuff. But yeah, if you're not comfortable with going out, they offer takeout for food, and you can watch us on Facebook Live.
And you said there's usually about 20 or so people that show up to that, right?
Yeah, about that.
Great. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and we'll have prizes, and you can also participate in the giveaways, in person and via Facebook Live as well.
Got it. All right. Jeremiah, we're going to pass it over to you to tell us a little bit more. I think you were going to talk about the marketing solutions offered through Untamed. Is that correct?
I can talk about that. I was really what I wanted to kind of share was how we can or how a business owner, how people can leverage online platforms such as social media, websites, and everything to help support and grow their business. So little tricks that I've learned along the way with what I've been doing, and just share what I know, and hopefully can help you guys do a little bit better on online.
Great. Take it away.
Okay. So I would like to, before really jumping into it, if you don't mind, I would like to just talk a little bit about myself and kind of validify why I am having this presentation in the first place. So I've been in content creation for well over a decade now. I think I'm coming up on 11 years, and that's being a content creator for professionally. So I would, mainly what I've been doing within this time is freelancing from company to company, developing all sorts of content such as videos, images, audio, any kind of media that you can think of. And one of the more notable companies that I had the opportunity to work with was an online piano learning software that is used all over the world and used as a piano proficiency course for colleges all over the world. I'm not sure if any colleges in New Mexico are currently using it, but I definitely know Colorado, Utah. There's a couple in China, Europe, but it's a pretty big company. And what my role in that, part of my job was to create educational videos for their songs. So they have a really vast library of piano songs that people wanted to learn, and part of that learning process was supplementing their software with educational videos that would help explain certain aspects of whatever it is they were learning, as well as I did a lot of their marketing material and ad content. So yeah, that's what I've been heavily involved in over the past 10 years. And I've learned a couple really simple and simple to do tricks that not a lot of people realize that are very important, that can just really finesse and really optimize, one, how you look online, and two, how people engage or interface with all of your different various aspects or identities of your company that is online. So yeah, that's who I am. That's what I do, and let's get right into it. So I don't have. I'm gonna. So basically, what. Let me give you an overview of what I want to talk about, so we kind of know the direction that I would like to go. There are three main pillars of having an online presence for a business, and that is social media, online ads, and website. Now, there's a couple more, things that are kind of relevant, but these three things for an online presence for a business are kind of the most important things that or the most relevant things that I would like to get into. So let's start off with social media, and this is kind of a tricky thing. And so one of the let me actually no, before I share my screen, I want to kind of talk about uh, some of the benefits that a business can have with an active and engaging social media profile. So that can come down to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google My Business, which is considered a social media profile, YouTube. All of these various different platforms offer specific benefits, and a lot of them, or every single one of them, have a unique way to go about producing content and using the interface that is different towards different per each one. So what are some of the benefits that we can receive while having an engaging and active social media profile for our business? Well, the biggest one is that's where your audience is. That's where your clients that you serve live. That's where basically the people who are going to do business with you, that's where they are. And whether you're a B2B business or a B2C business, you know there are billions and billions of people, or billions of people on social media every day, and going through that. So yeah, that's obviously the biggest thing. More relevantly speaking, for companies such as ours, where I would imagine most of us deal with more localized clientele, and we serve more probably the Albuquerque area, and again, that's just an assumption that I'm making within the group. Social media provides an amazing way to target the right people, the people that actually are interested in what you offer, and it's actually fairly simple to target. And obviously there's some not so good things about social media, such as uh, it's very it's very easy to have groups that can produce incorrect information, or hate groups that build these echo chambers that spread propaganda and all this nonsense that undermines cool, awesome things. But right, so that's something that us as a society, and leading social media platforms are working on to dealing with. But on the other hand, with these echo chambers, it's also gives you the power to not just put yourself out there, but put yourself out there in a way that can reach the people that matter to your specific business. And that's so, one, reaching many people, and two, reaching the right people is never been more effective for using social media. So going out of social media, for instance, imagine having a billboard put on the side of the road. There's a couple different metrics that you can use to determine whether or not that billboard is going to be effective for getting your message, getting your company out to the world. Now, one, depending on where that billboard is you can calculate the certain amount of traffic that goes through and the certain amount of eyeballs that see that billboard. But really, where you want to put a billboard is obviously where there is the most traffic. And I'm sure it can get a little bit more nuanced than that. But the point I'm trying to make is, other than placing a billboard where you're trying to get as many eyes as possible to see it, you don't really have that much more control. So that's unless it's something more general, like I don't know, an accident lawyer, which is kind of irrelevant. Doing something more specific, you can't really target the right people. So and that's something when we talk about online ads, I'm going to really get into. So I'll just leave it at that, because there's a lot of really simple but really important things that we can do to, one, not only target the right people, but say the right thing to those people to get them in a funnel and do business with them. So those are some of the benefits with social media. What I want to do now is kind of go over a particular social media profile that I want to show you one, and I kind of want to just go over it and talk about some of the good things and some of the bad things. So let me see if I can figure out how to share my screen. Boom. Okay, can everyone see my screen? It should say Lily and Liam Bistro. It should be the Facebook page. Can you guys see that? Okay, perfect. Awesome. So let's start from the top left corner, moving down. Now, a lot of the stuff that I'm going to say in this particular part of the meeting or this presentation has to do with aesthetics, but more importantly has to do with presentation. And the thing is, presentation is extremely, extremely important. One, because you're competing with tons and tons of businesses that have nothing to even do with you, because when people are on social media, we are bombarded with ads, we're bombarded with content and all kinds of stuff. And if you do not have an eye-catching good presentation, good aesthetics on your branding and on your company, then you're doing yourself a disservice, and it's not necessarily going to crash and burn, but it just makes it that much harder to actually do something relevant with social media. So yeah, what I'm going to kind of go into right now is presentation and aesthetics of what we can do. The first thing that I want to talk about is this profile image right here. Now, one of the so Lily and Liam Bistro, they're a bistro in Rio Rancho that they are they're one of our clients. We actually manage their social media profile, so we develop content for them. So like we took this image and we just manage all of their nitty gritty stuff. But for going back to the profile image, one of the things that I see often is people will take their business logo and they will upload it to their Facebook page. And because oftentimes when you have your logo, the logo will reach the edge of the entire image. And I hopefully that makes sense. So like, say you have like this circle right here. Well, actually, I'll even blow it up. So this part of the image would actually, be all the way up here. This part of the image would be all the way over here. This part of the image would be all the way over here. So basically, the actual image itself would be taking up the entire canvas of the thing. What that does is it makes it awkward. In fact, let me see if I can. Oh, I'm not logged in. what that does is it cuts off the logo in an unnatural way, and it just looks amateur. So the problem that we were facing with this particular logo is the symmetry. So ideally, we've got this nice symmetric circle. And if we look right down here in the middle, this is, you would imagine this is the center point of the image. At least when we perceive it, we see this part of the image right here is the center, even though technically speaking, it's not, because the image spans from here to here. So if we were to be technical, the center of the image would be right here. So if we were to just upload this image, this part of the image would be cut off. Lily and Liam would be shoved all the way to the right, and it would look off balance. It wouldn't be ideal. So the point that I want to get is make sure that your canvas, your image, has space right here. So when you upload it, you can actually zoom in and crop it and move it around to where it actually looks presentable. In this case, we wanted the Lily and Liam Bistro to fit dead center in the thing and have the green area fly across. That was what we thought looked the most balanced. So yeah, make sure your logo looks balanced and looks presentable. Then the next thing for this particular example, basically for Facebook, a cover image is, they're kind of irrelevant. And for businesses, they're a good excuse to promote things. So if you have a sale coming up, if you have a thing coming up, you can utilize the banner to actually develop a piece of content and develop a piece of media that will promote that. So yeah, that's really all I'm going to say about that, because there's not much other than having a relevant, beautiful looking image. There's not much that we can do with that. Okay, so let's get into the nitty gritty here. I want to talk about a post. Why should a business post on Facebook? Well, really, it comes down to engagement. So when the way we want to engage with the only way to actually engage with your audience is to post regularly. Now there's a couple catch-22s here. So one of the issues with posting regularly is if you don't have enough followers, or if your followers aren't really, if your content isn't good, or if there's not a lot of things that you're doing right, a lot of it can be a waste of time. And I want to bring this up because it's really important, it's really relevant, that it's not, and this is the point I want to make. It is not good enough to just post and do, I did my daily post, or I did my weekly post, and there we go, I did it, and now I can move on with my life. That's not good enough, and it's almost equivalently just not doing anything at all. So there's really a lot of things that we need to take in consideration when we are posting content. For example, this post right here is just, is a simple banner, a simple flyer trying to promote the new services. So the health order, for this particular example, the health order changed, and they're now allowed to do, I think, 25 or something % capacity inside of their business. So we've got really the two major things. We've got the copy, which copywriting is an art in its own, and then we have the content, or the media. So this can be an image, this can be a video, so on and so forth. Generally speaking, to create engaging content, the media is usually the first thing that people see. So you have to create content in a way that's going to one, get your message across in as simply as possible. And really the media is kind of used to get people to stop scrolling and see your thing. And then retroactively, the copy is, effectively used to elaborate on whatever particular message that you're doing. So to go into something a little bit more artistic, we've got, let's see if I can find it. So this particular restaurant, what they're doing is we're putting out, various different featured items. So we've got, the microgreens item dish right here that we're promoting, and then there's this. So regularly they've got some dishes that we promote for them. And then here, you've got, a simple little time-lapse video. And this video right here is a great example of just, a great example to show that you don't necessarily have to be selling things online. So every post that you make doesn't have to be, hey, we're, these are our services. You contact us at 505, whatever, that it gets redundant, and people, because there's so much content coming out, people will block it out. It's like selective hearing. In this particular case, social media, it's like selective seeing on what on your feed. So this is, this example, it's just, something that it's, time lapses are cool. People like time lapses, and it's just a nice, simple way, not necessarily to promote or sell anything, but just to try to get people's engagement going on. So let's see if we can think of or find one more example before moving on. No, I think that fits all of the things that I wanted to talk about. So yeah, content, the type of media that you build is really important, as well as copywriting is really important, and talking about like how you can be a better copywriter and how you can create better content, better media is a very long discussion that we probably shouldn't get into. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to get into the other stuff that I want to talk about. So before moving on to online ads, does anyone have any questions or comments that they want to ask?
Just one quick question. So my biggest issue with posting on Facebook is neglect. Sometimes I neglect to do things, and if I don't do it frequently enough, does that hurt, like, I guess, how visible my post would be?
No, it doesn't hurt you. So one of the reasons why we would want to post regularly and post what's the word, not regularly, but consistently. Yes, thank you. Consistently posting regularly and consistently, it has to do with a topic called SEO, which is search engine optimization. And basically, search engine optimization is an algorithm specifically for Google that will get your online presence, your website, your social media stuff higher on a search engine list. So when people Google or people search for particular keywords, if those keywords are relevant to your online presence, then the better your SEO is, the higher you will be on the list. And obviously the goal is to be on the tippy top of a Google search, right? So to answer your question, posting regularly and consistently is kind of a twofold answer. Is one, to increase engagement, which will increase SEO. So basically, the more active your online presence is, the higher your SEO is going to be. Essentially, it's a little bit more nuanced than that, but essentially that's how it's going to work. And just by, even if, honestly, even if it's not good posts, and even if it's just, boring stuff, you're not going to get good engagement. But even if you're posting regularly, your SEO will go up a little bit, simply because, you're just more active. Your brand, your links are more active, and they're going through more and more. So, but however, to really take advantage of increasing your SEO, what you want to do is, it's really not about posting as much as you can, but about posting really good content. So if it takes you, if you post once a week and it's like bomb.com, and people are sharing it, people are liking it, people are, commenting on it, that's totally fine. In fact, that's great. Versus if you're posting daily or 3 times a day, and it's got, one like, maybe a comment, maybe a share, that's a waste of time. I would suggest to focus on trying to make content that people are going to like. And what I mean by like, I mean like actually click the like button. People are going to comment, and people are going to share, specifically for Facebook, Instagram, and all these other social media platforms. So is it going to hurt you? It depends on how engaging your posts are. Really, it's not how much you post, and that's specific towards Facebook and Instagram. Twitter is a different world, and again, all of these different platforms, you have to approach them different ways. So Facebook and Instagram, it's really about the quality of the post, not the quantity. Twitter, the way they curate your feed, it's actually less curated than Facebook and Instagram. So with Twitter, it genuinely comes down to posting as much as you can. Even just saying like a little joke or just doing stuff. Twitter, if your business needs a Twitter account, then that's a different story. So no, it's not going to hurt you. However, posting however having a schedule, and having like kind of maybe, Fridays we're going to promote ourselves, Mondays we're going to do a inspiration, I don't know, motivational Monday or something like that, and having some sort of schedule and thing is a good way to increase your engagement. So does that kind of help?
Yes, thank you. Sorry, I was
Awesome.
muted.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. Speaking of, and I'm glad you asked that question, because I wanted to talk about this, and it kind of slipped past me. There is no reason for your business to have every single social media profile that exists. If your business doesn't vibe well with TikTok, don't get a TikTok, because with an online presence and an online identity, you need to make it really all comes down to a funnel, directing people to a specific place, whether that be a phone number or a registration form or whatever it is. You want to have the funnel very simple and very straightforward. And if you've got all these different social media profiles that aren't really doing anything, they exist, they're there, then that just expands your funnel. Well, expand is probably a bad word. It makes your funnel inefficient, because you have all of these different offshoots that people can go, and it's very detrimental. So one of the things that you can do to it saves you a lot of work and a lot of time, is do the social media profiles that vibe well with your company. So what I mean by that, specifically towards Lily and Liam Bistro, the only social media profiles they have is a Facebook account and an Instagram account. And the content that we produce for Facebook is actually different with the content that we produce on Instagram. Instagram is a lot more media friendly. So it's not really about what you're saying, but what you're presenting. So, with Instagram, we're really, for Lily and Liam specifically, we really focus on just putting out, because they're a bistro, we really focus on putting out like really beautiful, just cool images. We're not really trying to sell anything, because that's definitely a challenge on Instagram. So yeah, going through these different social media profiles is you really want to see what's the advantages of what they do, what is their niche, and does it vibe well with my company. So specifically for Untamed Productions, we have a Facebook account. We've got an Instagram account, and then we also have a LinkedIn account because we're a company that does B2B, and LinkedIn is amazingly effective at networking business to business relationships. So those are really for our company. Those are really the three that we bother. We did have a Twitter account, and yeah, I think that's all we had was a Twitter account, but it was not doing well, so we decided to get rid of it. But yeah, if no one has any more questions, let's jump into the last thing that I want to talk about, the last big thing that I want to talk about, and that's online ads. Okay, so online ads. Now, there are various different ways that you can market your company on the internet. Obviously, the big one is Facebook ads, and they've got a lot of powerful tools. One of them I'm going to actually go through and create an ad and talk about some things that I do. And secondly, is Facebook, and Google ads is a really powerful thing, as well as YouTube ads is another way. And another kind of a really effective thing that a lot of people are doing now, this is really dependent on your business. And one of the philosophies that I take with marketing is it's all an experiment. You have to try, and keep optimizing and keep changing things up until you find a system that works really well with your company. So there's no one way to do marketing. There's a lot of ways, but one of a really cool, effective way that not a lot of people realize that I like to try to spread the word on is sponsorships. Sponsoring is specifically on influencers or sponsoring a YouTube channel is amazingly effective. And in fact, going to one of the things I was able to do with Piano Marvel, they were spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a day on doing online ads, Facebook, Google, also doing like print magazines, and because they're a piano company, they would go into the all of these music magazines that get shipped to people, and they weren't seeing a high return on investment. It was they were really throwing away their money. What we were able to do was actually pay some guy who does something on YouTube. What we'd give him $5,000, and he would talk about Piano Marvel services. And this one example would be this. I don't know this YouTube channel's name, but he's basically an online piano teacher for YouTube. So he'll do YouTube lessons to teach you how to do the piano, which is really obviously extremely relative to Piano Marvel. So what we would do is regularly pay this person to sponsor a video for them, and that's amazing. It works amazingly well because the people who are watching his YouTube channel are exactly the people that Piano Marvel wants to market towards, and the people that they want to do. So that like $5,000 or whatever it was that they gave him, they were like literally they were able to double their company and push them into a multi-million-dollar company. So that's one of the things that it's marketing online, it's not just, a Facebook ad or a Google My Business post or whatever. There's a couple other things that we can do. Sponsorships is one of them. So kind of look into that, see if that may vibe with your business. And it is kind of scary because they're usually you're spending a lot more money, but they're really effective. They're very, very effective. So let's do this. What I want to do before we run out of time here is I want to quickly go through and create an online ad and just share the different like tips and techniques that I've learned on it, and hopefully that helps. So if you are not aware, there's a service that Facebook offers when creating ads. It's actually more than Facebook. The Business Manager, Facebook Business Manager platform can actually manage Google ads. It can manage websites. It can manage all kinds of things. But for today, since we're running low on time, I just want to talk about just Facebook. So I'm going to log in real quick. And if you're not aware of this platform, it's really confusing. It's not intuitive. It's really bad, but it's really, 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 really powerful. There's a lot that you can do with it. So if you are familiar with it, then good job. And I'm sure you've had a lot of troubles because even though it is getting better, it's not, it's not very intuitive. So the way that they set this up when you structure an ad, you've got kind of three different things. You've got a campaign, you've got an ad set, and then you've got an ad. Now, at first, it doesn't really make sense why they structure it like this. And I'll talk kind of about what they are in a minute. But yeah, so let's actually just go through it. I think that's going to be the best way to talk about this. So engagement. All of these things are different. Basically, these are different tactics that the Facebook algorithm is going to use to get your message across. So the first section of this is the type of campaign that you want to do. So we've got increase traffic to a website or to a specific web page, increase engagement specifically towards your social media profile, Facebook and Instagram. If you've got an app that on iOS or Play Store and you want to increase installs on that app, this is you want to go with this one. Increase video views, increase lead generation. So that's if you want to get a larger pool of emails that you can put on a newsletter or whatever. This is really important. This is specific to Facebook. Increase messages on your Facebook page. Conversions, I don't ever use these, so I'm not particularly familiar with what these do. So I know the store traffic is pretty much the same thing with the traffic, but store traffic is more harmonious with e-commerce. So what I want to do, the ad that I want to create in this example is basically just a likes campaign. Now, a likes campaign, the point of it is to increase non-organically, so paid. You want to increase your following. You want to increase your page likes. So the tactic that we want to choose is engagement, and then we want to choose page likes. Now, with a daily budget, I would always obviously, so you don't necessarily want to go as high as you can, but you do want to put in a good amount of money. I would say $10 a day is minimal. But here's the thing that a lot of people just got lost. A lot of people get confused on. This doesn't mean you're actually spending $10 a day. That just means that's your budget. And when you have your bid strategy on lowest cost, what that means is it's going to be as effective as it can while spending as little money as it can. And depending on how well the ad is going to do, the better it does, the more money you spend. However, the less clicks per or cost per click you spend. So I would say if you're not too familiar with different bid strategies, I would just keep it on lowest cost, and I would do a pretty high daily budget, because you're not going to be spending, if my daily budget is $50 a day, you're not actually going to be spending $50 a day. You might, and that, depending on the cost per clicks, that might be a good thing. So let's move on to the ad set. This is probably the most important part of an ad, and this has to do with your targeting. And this is really what is so amazing about online ads, is you can put your ad in front of the right people that matter. You're not going to waste money putting your ad in front of people who don't care about your product, who, or price shoppers, or whatever it is. This is a really great way to, become really effective with your ad. Now, this is really our marketing specialist is the person that does this. I handle more of the media side of things. So I'm going to try to fumble along and talk about these things, but yeah, so this is like this is an art form. Like doing your targeting is like, if you're going to learn anything about online ads, learn how to target correctly, because that's what's going to give you results, really. But you've got different demographics. You've got your location, you've got your age, you've got your gender, you've got detailed targeting, which is really really cool. So you can do, if you're a bistro, you can talk about people who are interested in food. So if you type in food, you've got interests. Or if you've got if you type in food, so you can type in various different things. I don't actually like doing it that way. My personal preference is to go into the browse and actually manually search through things, because you'll find that you can discover keywords, because if you just search for keywords, it's all coming out of your head. If you go to the browse, you can discover keywords that you're like, oh, that's a good keyword, that'll work. So my experience, not a lot of people are aware of the browse section, where you can actually just go through and, if you want to target someone who has a college degree, you only want to target people who have college degrees, you can do that.
Hey,
And
Jeremiah?
then, of course, yes.
Sorry to interrupt. I wanted to make sure that we gave people enough time to maybe ask a few questions and
Sure.
also collect your contact information, because we are getting close to the end here. The information is very helpful, and I didn't realize it was so nuanced, that you can really do all kinds of targeting. But I wanted to just open it up to the group and see if anyone
Sure.
had any thoughts or questions or even best practices that they've utilized.
Sure.
So I have a quick question. This is Kiosha. Is there a limit to keywords that you can put? I've always only used like maybe 3 or 4, but topped out at 5. But I never paid attention if there's an actual limit. Do you know if there is, Jeremiah?
There is. I don't know what that limit is. However, what you wanna focus on with keywords is obviously putting in relevant things that are relevant. Wow. And you want to focus on the potential reach. You want to get the potential reach as high as you can, but as relevant as you can. So if if you don't put in if your services are geographic specific, and you put it and you're targeting the United States, the whole United States, that means you're going to be getting 100 200 million people. But that's not a good thing that you're targeting that much, because most of those people are irrelevant. So the balance is putting in, you want to put in a lot. It's also like tags. You want to put in as many tags as you can, but it's more importantly, it's not how many, it's what those tags and what those keywords that you are using.
Thanks for the question, Kiosha. Jeremiah, how can the group maybe help to get in contact with you if they do have other questions or know anyone that might be able to utilize this service?
untamedprods.com. We've got a contact us page. It's called Get Started. So if you want to contact us there, that's good. I will give you my direct business number if you guys want to jot that down. It's 720-772-6622. If you want to just text me if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to respond with those questions. And to put in a final thought, like this is a lot of work, and I think a lot of people don't realize that. And that's why I decided to start the Untamed Productions, is to, help people with this part of their business so they can focus on what they do. So if you're a chef, if you're a whatever it is you do, you need to focus on that and let us focus on this. And I think that's a very simpatico way of doing things, and I think that's going for the best results.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Jeremiah. Thanks very much for being the speaker today and sharing so much information. I almost wish that we could break it up into 2 sessions and have you do a deep dive into this Facebook part of it, because this seems really interesting. And maybe we can even have you back in the future to kind of go through it more. But
Sure.
I appreciate your time. I appreciate everybody for being here. We are pretty much right at 9 o'clock. Unless anyone has any additional thoughts or questions, please speak now or forever hold your peace.
I had a question. I think I saw something on your Facebook page about the free social media audit.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Just go to untamedprods.com/audit, put in your email, your name, and your business website or business name. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over your entire online presence. We're going to do a video recording of me or one of my teammates snooping around, investigating how you can improve your social media, your website, your SEO, and so on and so forth. And we basically just break down what you guys are doing for your business and how it can be improved. That's how that works.
Oh, that's awesome. So that includes the website as well?
Yeah, it's your entire online presence. So social media, website, and if we see any ads, we can talk about that, but usually we don't.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that definitely sounds interesting, because I know once, you have your stuff up there, you kind of, you can lose sight of it once you're so busy running
Absolutely.
a business and everything. So that sounds cool.
And that's free, by the way. So that's all you have to do is just put in your information, and we'll do that for you for free.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, thanks everybody. Thanks for being here today. Look for announcements for the next meeting next month, but reach out to Amanda if you do have any questions or need anything from the chamber. Thanks again, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for your time. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.